Hello, I'm Larry Meisel. Welcome to Confidence on Camera, a channel for people who are YouTube creators that want to become monetized YouTube creators. The way it works is we're here to help each other overcome the awkwardness and tongue-tied brain freeze that happens when you're talking to yourself in an empty room trying to make believe that you're having a casual and engaging conversation with 1,000 or so intimate friends. And the way it works is I'm going to upload unedited audio videos. I'm going to upload unedited videos, and you'll give me your feedback and also include your channel name and a link to one of your favorite videos. Give me your comments and suggestions, and we can discuss back and forth the tips and tricks that you find helpful and ways of doing that sort of thing. So in this video, I'm going to be following a bullet point outline, giving my thoughts on reducing gun violence. It will be a practice for a video that I want to present on my main channel called The Examined Life. So now let's get into that. Hello, I'm Larry Meisel. Thanksgiving week in the United States of 2022, 22 people were killed and 44 were injured in mass shootings. Welcome to The Examined Life. This is a channel for people interested in the civil discussion about diverse opinions, about ideas and issues. This is a channel for people interested in the civil discussion of diverse opinions about ideas and issues, from the tremendously important to the trivial but interesting. 90% of any money earned from monetization will be donated to Doctors Without Borders, Feeding America, Amnesty International, and Oxfam, which is a World Hunger and Poverty Relief NGO. A World Hunger and Poverty Relief NGO. So please, like, comment, subscribe, and share, because you'll be helping others just by watching. The motto for the channel is Wonder, Explore, Create, and Grow. Now in this video, I'm going to describe my suggestions for reducing the tragedies and suffering caused by gun violence. First, a little bit of background information. 32% of United States adults own a gun. There are 20 million adults in the United States. There are 400 million guns in the United States. So 32% of 200 million adults is 64 million adults. 64 million adults own 400 million guns. Sounds like a lot. And in the United States in 2020, the CDC identified the 5 leading causes of death as heart disease, almost 700,000, cancer, a little bit more than 600,000, COVID, almost 351,000, injuries, almost 201,000, and strokes, a little bit more than 160,000. While in 2020, there were 45,222 gun-related deaths. So 45,222 sounds like a small number compared to the numbers related to illnesses and injuries. So let's take a minute to tell me what you think in the comments section. Why is this something that we are so upset about? Is this something that we should be upset about? I think that gun violence attracts our attention and our concern because the other causes of death are more or less inherent in the process of life, death and dying. Whereas gun violence is sudden, it's tragic, and it seems like it should not be necessary. So here's my proposal for how to limit the suffering and tragedy. I say treat guns like cars. As the man says when he knocks on your car door window, license, registration, and insurance, please. To own a gun, you should have a license, a registration, and insurance. I understand that gun advocates, gun rights advocates, point to the portion of the Second Amendment that says the Constitution that the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. I also think that this gets connected with the claim in the Declaration of Independence that we are endowed by certain rights, unalienable rights by our Creator. And the first 10 amendments to the Constitution are referred to as a Bill of Rights. So our rights are endowed by our Creator. So to limit our rights is to somehow go against the will of God. But we also have a constitutional right to freedom of expression and freedom of association. We cannot be denied freedom of expression, liberty, peaceable assembly, and petition of the government for redress of grievances without due process. So I can go anywhere I want to go to see anyone I want to see, but if I use a car to get there, I have to have insurance, I have to have a license, and a car has to be registered. License, registration, and insurance. My proposal, beginning with license, is that there's an age limit to even our constitutional rights. Constitutional rights are for adults, and to be an adult, you have to be 18. To have a license to drive a car, the age limit in most states, many states, if not most, is only 16. And in states where the age limit is 16, there are limits on how many people can be in the car when a teenager's driving. In a lot of states, they provide driver education so that you have to take a course and learn and practice. You have to take a written test before you could get your license. You have to demonstrate that you understand conceptually, you understand and you know the rules of the road and safety. You have to take a practical test. You have to demonstrate that, as my taxi cab driving father used to say, driving is being able to make the car come to a complete stop without having to hit something first. You have to show that you can, in fact, operate the car without causing any damage. And licenses are subject to periodic renewal. There's a point system for penalties and fines when you violate the laws of operating the car. If you roll a stop sign, you can get a ticket, and there are penalties and points are added to your license. If you get too many points within a certain period of time, your license can be taken away or suspended for a period of time. And if you violate laws relating to how to operate the car by doing things such as drinking and driving, there are even more severe punishments, which can include imprisonment and obviously loss of your license. If you harm someone because with the way you use your car, especially if you're under the influence when you harm someone. You're charged with vehicular assault. It is the same as if you physically assaulted someone, got into a fight with them, and caused bodily harm. That's assault. If you harm someone by the way you're using your car, that's vehicular assault. Registration and insurance. Every vehicle that's manufactured has a vehicle identification number, and every car that's registered, the vehicle identification number is attached to the registration, and there's a license plate that also identifies the car, so that if the car is involved in a crime, is used in the process of a crime, or if a car is involved in damaging property, there's a way to identify the car and find the owner who caused the damage. And most insurance companies will provide a discount for safety education. And you have the insurance so that if you are at fault in causing damage or injury, you have insurance to pay for the damages that are caused. And if you're involved in too many at-fault accidents, the insurance company will raise your rates, and if it goes on for too long, the insurance company will cancel your insurance. Effectively, you can eliminate your your right to continue driving the car. You're still free to associate. You can go where you want to go. You can you can just see who you want to see. But you've forfeited the right to use a car in order to do it. And I'm going in the wrong direction, So tell me what you think in the comment section below. Push the pause button if you'd like, and let me know what you think about these ideas. And for those who think it's important to ground their assertion of their right to own guns, I like to point out that in the preamble to the Constitution, the last phrase in the preamble says that the Constitution is established to form a more perfect government. Not a perfect government, but a more perfect government. To provide for the general welfare. Constitutional rights are not absolute. And when you have constitutional rights, you also incur responsibilities. Freedom of speech and expression is not absolute. It's limited. There are limitations for cases of fraud and libel, incitement to violence. I have a right given by my Creator to the pursuit of happiness. So if I choose to enter into a profession, but if I choose to enter into a profession that has the potential for causing harm, then I have to get a license in order to demonstrate competence and accept responsibility for whatever harm I might cause. If I operate a business, there are regulations for safe practices for operating the business. Obviously, things such as the environmental protection laws that have significantly led to cleaning the air and cleaning the rivers and the environment, which provides for the general welfare, makes this a better country to live in. And if I'm operating a business or involved in a profession that has the potential for causing harm, I also have to keep insurance so that I can, if I'm at fault, the victims of my negligence or misconduct can be compensated for their harm. And I accept, and we all have to recognize that these are prevention measures, harm reduction measures. They're not absolute preventions. They're not going to eliminate all tragedies that will come from misuse of firearms. But harm reduction practices can significantly mitigate the tragedy and suffering. For instance, raising the drinking age from 18 to 21 has decreased both alcohol consumption and traffic deaths. Smoking restrictions, which, to be quite frank, I never thought I would see. The idea that people would not be permitted to smoke in a restaurant. When I grew up, in tobacco companies advertised the doctors who endorsed their cigarettes over other cigarettes. I just never thought I would see a restriction on smoking. But we have smoking restrictions. We accept the responsibility of providing for the general welfare, of making this a better country for ourselves and our fellow citizens. So smoking restrictions have led to decreases in smoking, and estimates from the CDC are that they have prevented over 8 million deaths. Once again, use the comments section to tell me what you think. I'm interested in civil discussion to create dialogue and exchange of ideas. Remember that you're helping others just by watching, because 90% of any money I earn from this channel will be donated to Doctors Without Borders, Feeding America, Amnesty International, and Oxfam, the World Hunger and Poverty Relief NGO. So like, comment, share, and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I look forward to seeing you again in the next one. And for those who are watching Confidence on Camera, also leave your comments, give me your feedback, and let's have a discussion about how we can help each other overcome the awkwardness of talking to ourselves in a room looking into a camera lens.